model did not come over unscathed, and I have recently discovered this. And so we are working the situation in hopes that I don't have to actually rework the whole thing. It's kind of the hope here. But I don't want to rework the whole thing. That'd be very remarkably frustrating. So here we are. Hey, Brent, doing the bit where we try to figure out if we can fix this without it being broken. Now, the guys on Daz have come up with a plan to fix some of the things that they came up with an idea that worked really well. Oh, just the normals are flipped. Weird. When like you can already see it like here on this door. How it's black and white. That's the normals are flipped on it. Shouldn't be a real problem in reality when we which actually I don't know if that'll be a problem when printed or not. So I'm going around the model here to try to see which things don't. Like the underside here, you can see a whole bunch of flipped normals, right? So if we go underneath this, we can see it. There's some flipped normals. For those who are not familiar, a normal is on a 3D model, the part of the model that is instructed to be pointed out. So in this instance, we can see, so for example, right here, this triangle is flipped inside. The part that is accepting light is inside the model. The part that's in shadow is outside the model. Maybe what we need is for you to send me that model back. But no, I'm just kidding. I'm joking. So I'm doing this real quick. We're just going through and we're taking the tools, this geometry editor here, and then we can go and say geometry editing and say flip the normal. There we go. So now the normal's on the outside. It's supposed to be, right? The problem I'm running into is sometimes I'll flip these normals and it's flipping the normal on the inside like this. Shouldn't be doing that, but it is. So this is part of where I'm having a problem. I'm selecting the polys on one side and it's bringing the polys through from the other side, and that's an issue. This isn't a real big problem with Daz necessarily, because hitting render on the render farm, you still get fine. Hi, Donald. You can see that everything renders just fine. Rendering it's not the problem. The problem is trying to see it before it renders. It's confusing to me. I can't tell which parts. I mean, really, honestly, if we get to a certain point where I just may just decide it's right, just call it okay. Howdy, Bob. Merry Christmas to you folks. Yeah, see, some of this is just really frustrating because it's I don't know. I'll probably just give up on this flipping normals crap here soon. At first, I want to at least try to get it straight down. I mean, you know, I can. Beware of drunken goggles. I love our drunk goggles, man. Those things rock. So The kids absolutely adore it. By the way, props to which teacher? This teacher. All of my kids passed the driving test on the first try. Because who's cool? I'm cool. So I was all excited. So those are called perfect classes, and we don't get them very often. We don't usually get a perfect, which you can try twice in the same day. So like if you fail the test, let's say, you can try again. And if you fail both of those times, you can actually come back the next day and try two more times, right? So most of the time, about I get about one or two kids, sometimes maybe as much as three, who have to retake the test. Um, when are we supposed to get snow? Are we eating snow? It's good now. We can have all the snow we want. I'm going nowhere. What's this look like? Excuse me. Sorry. Wait. I'm gonna go look now. Oh, looks like next Sunday and Monday. Oh, Monday. Crap. Go and look. That's funny. So, anyway, we don't get perfect classes very often where every kid passes on the first try. It's normal. Yeah, some kids just have test anxiety or whatever, and it's totally cool. There's nothing wrong with it. Nothing bad has occurred. It's absolutely fine. But it's still kind of like it's nice to get one thing where it worked. And they were so good. The kids were so good. Hi, George. Yeah, come visit. Don't do the halfway thing. You will come to me and get scritches, says George. No. What are you saying hi to, Steve? Oh, I'm saying hi. Yeah, the problem, of course, is that it looks like it's going to snow now when I have to go shoot a house. I don't think Nate looked up the weather report when he was like, "Hey, let's go finish this house." Okay, Nate, that's fine. I mean, he's all good, man. You need to. So, anyway, I'm humored. Let's get this fixed. All right. Just totally a 4 reasons thing. All right. So, anyway, get that landing ramp squared away so it's stop being weird. Stop being weird. Now it's weird again. Why is it weird? What's going on? This is where I can't see. I don't think we want the ramp to lower in flight. I'm just saying. trying to get it to stop going off axis. Why is it going off axis so much? What is your problem? Follow the rules. Well, you're not even aligned right. Why is it going off axis like this? This is so weird. It shouldn't be swinging off axis like that. Super plane on my timelines. No. Which plane are we talking about? There's some big planes out there. I mean, this? It's still off axis. Why is it off axis so much? It's not supposed to go lower than the landing skids. I don't have the limits set yet. Don't worry about it. I'm trying to get it to stop going down at an angle like this. It's coming down like this. And I'm trying to get it to stop being a jerk about that, lowering down the wrong way. That's like a dead center here, guys. See how it's swinging to the right there? It should not be doing that. Oh, yeah, the super guppy. Love the super guppy. See, now it's way off. The problem is I can't pivot these. I can't twist them, and that bothers me. Not sure what we're saying, but okay. I feel like maybe that should be the yellow lane. Or not. You're just all over the place now. You're not even making sense. So closer. don't know why it keeps flipping it upward and downward. That doesn't make any sense. Like, this doesn't make any sense. Problem is, this is one of the key elements. We need this to be this way. Oh, yeah. I love this super guppy. NASA uses that super guppy all the time to transport spaceship parts. And one could argue at this time, at least better. Why does he keep flipping it up and down? I can't even figure out what I'm trying to do here. Oh, now you're going the right way. I mean, maybe this is close enough. Because, I mean, it's at least at this point in time, when I bring it up, it's not off axis here, and that doesn't really matter. Because that's all we need to have it go down for far enough, and that's it. Not even further, not even that far. It really needs to go to, I guess, right here-ish. So we can see. Bring her up to ground level. All the parts are sitting on the ground, so we know where everything goes. Make sure the front landing gear is on the ground. So make sure it's sitting, because the front landing gear is the one that swings the correct amount. Now she's sitting on the ground. Good. But these guys then can extend further. Push that down to 43.27. That helps me. So the problem with subs is seals. That is so many. There are so many possible seals at that point in time that it makes it difficult. But an opening nose on a submarine, like a bow, would be difficult to seal it back up against. It'd be watertight. Not impossible, just difficult. It's easier to just have an LHA do it. So 43 minus 43. Let's see if that brings it up too much. That brings it up too much. So we actually need to bring it down to, let's say, minus 44. Nope, that's too much there too. Well, 43.27 is what it's going to be, I guess. Minus 43.27. Accept. And that's fully deployed. Then it'll fold all the way up in there. Fully deploy again. That means you need to also be minus 43.27. Which is weird, but no. Junk. Yeah. Exactly. The Daedalus was supposed to do that, but it had those doors that closed. Well, and the Daedalus was huge. I mean, that's the other thing, is that much mass underwater requires an awful lot of that much. It requires we really need to set our parameter settings from not 180 to 180, but rather more like, say, 30 to 0. And that way, we got quite a bit of fine control, and then we can see minus 22. But see how off-center it is? Way off-center. I guess it's not that off-center. It just looks off-center. Okay, so minus 22.21 is what we're going to call this one. So 22.21. No. So this will be fully extended. Let's go ahead and set that parameter for deploy. Yeah, and I mean, you know, the Nimitz could, or the Daedalus could do that. I mean, it wasn't like it was impossible. All right. So the ramp now extends properly to the ground. The landing gear extends properly to the ground. Front gear extends properly. Everything extends properly to the ground. Now the question is, will it come through the hull at any point in time? No. Looks like it's solid. Okay, good. All right. That fixed all of those stupid problems. We're all stupid. We still have doors that don't quite work like they're supposed to. It's very frustrating. But that's all right. What we will do is this. We will create a new distant light. And we'll make sure that distant light does this. And we won't have a problem. Because now it'll be shiny on both sides. Shiny! Because it won't matter once we render it, it'll render fine. I just wanted to make sure that I got everything as lined up as I could, in hopes that I wouldn't have to mess with it anymore. And I guess I'm just not gonna. All right. Yeah, the Japanese plane. Well, Japanese planes are effectively balsa wood. Not really, but I mean, like, sometimes you kind of think they. Woo. All right. Okay, guys. So now we've set up the rigging so that it at least somewhat works properly. Ear door, same thing. Lower engine. We're just gonna hide everything here. Except for that part that says deploy. The gravity blade sheath is a little bit of a problem child, because really we need to do just this, and leave those other ones out, because it's twisting and spinning and it shouldn't be. So what we're going to do is we're going to make what's called a morph target. We're going to make a morph for all of these things and just call them something. But we want to make sure first that I can't accidentally move things that we don't want to accidentally move. So what I'm doing is I'm hiding everything except for the parts that move on the ship, so that I won't accidentally do it. Already saved. I just saved a second ago. And we will save again once I've hidden all the properties. Because this takes freaking forever. I don't want to redo this. Like the ones that say do not use. I'm just gonna hide the heck out of all of this stuff. And you don't have to worry about it. I'm the door, same thing. And the loading ramp. Sure, this missile door, and I think that's where we are. Is the wing extender is already into it. We'll be good. Good. All right. Now when we take it out of edit mode, and it should be hidden. Right, and not hidden. I mean, like, it's not that big of a deal because I'm going to totally make something specific out of all of these, but still. Right, I should be able to zero you. Zero you. Close the gear doors. Is already in. These are going to be a pain in the butt. Wingtip extender should be out. It should be back. 2. What's your maximum? 64 degrees. So your new maximum is going to be 64 degrees as well. No. zero you out. And then we can fold you back, extend you like you're supposed to. Put you in, fold the tips in. There we go. Close these doors. Close that door. Why does this open to 80 and that one opens to 74? Sorry about that. Open to minus 80. And they should be at least symmetrical, people. Here. Now, close that door. All's good. Bring up the gear. Now, with all of these as different objects that can move, uh-oh. 100 and 0. Now it can fold everything up nicely when we need to on the model. Except the gear door, which has gone wrong for me. I don't like gear door. Where's it going? How did you get confused in all of this discussion topic? How did you get confused? Nope. A lot. Back into the bone editor. How did you get confused in this stuff? People. I must have grabbed it somewhere on the line by accident. Oh yeah, you were way off. Oh, wrong side. So, here, here, here. Let me fix this, but still. Let's go. Right. There we go. Got it partially fixed. I just gotta get it pulled down enough that it's not weird. Yeah. All right. Now that door should open like this. Exactly. And close back up. Nice and tight. Double check from here. Huh. It even clears the landing gear. That's nice. It's kind of been a pain to do this, although I haven't been working a whole lot on it. Obviously, I've been working. It's been a pain to do this job, but this is a much better model, and it's much more solid. So I'm much more into the idea of this because now we can do close-ups on, like this landing door right here now, which we couldn't do before. The docking door, we can do a close up with people in this window and stuff like that, which we couldn't do before. This is a much better model. So it's been a pain to do this, but on the flip side, I'm glad we did. So portable phalanx, yeah. Those are cool. Portable phalanx. Alrighty. Unity, Seabird, Corvette. Black, no texture, should be black. And that should darken out some of these pieces that are... We just had to take them up and bring them up in color because otherwise they were they're causing some issues. So there we go. Okay. She looks like she's probably settled in a little bit. So we will do that and all will be good. There. All right. And the grid needs to have the grid to it. And that way when it renders it properly. And that's what I was saying. I'm not that worried about flipped normals. When we do the render, it should be fine. Now we're going to try to do a trick. This could be entertaining. Once this is done, we're here, so we're going to save it real quick. Now we're going to try some goofy stuff. Let's see whether this will work or not. Go into the shader presets. Because what we're looking for is matte tune. Right? If we do matte tune, the question is, can I get this to render with a black line around it? Now we're getting line work. Little. Yeah, I've got to admit, that would be kind of goofy if it transformed randomly. I may be regretting my life choices on this. Okay. So what I'm trying to do is get us back to nope. I borked it. Let's revert. All right. So there is a way to make a toon outline, and that's what we're after next. If I can make a toon outline, then I don't have to actually do these things and 1,600 feet. If I can make it do a toon outline, that would be awesome. Really? Services. There's this line view. See you later. Be careful. Feel better. Nasty model of the Viper. That's cool. Man, Vipers. Nothing sim. Under render engine. Okay. Did that work like it's supposed to? Or did it just work the whole thing? See, now you're not helping. Render script, select a render script, outline. Or we can crash it. We're closer. Ish. Here are things where we're trying desperately to break the system. Pretty good. Yep. Us breaking the system. Here we go. Outlines. but I really don't want it in the render engine. But if I have it in the render engine, we're gonna have to set this render engine every time. So let's not do that for the moment. All right, we've got just this guy so far. Here we are. So if we can get this to work, I want this to be with each item. I have PW2. I want to do that. I feel like this isn't going away from where I want to be. I have PW2. These are all volumetric. I don't want to do that. It's gonna make me watch this video. I don't want to. Definitely mad. So right now what I'm doing is I'm rendering the ship out as a stand. And bringing it into wherever else, into the scene, and then putting a line around it by selecting it and then bringing the line in. But that's fine, but I want to see if there's a way I can make this work where we'll just put the line by itself behind it. I don't need to mess with it. The problem is that almost all toon shaders all do something funny with the toon. So I'm trying to kind of figure out how to, like, it always starts out with this weird, I don't know. Okay, let's see what it says here. Let's see if he will tell me how he set up his tune sheet. Halfway through. It's like they got to tell me what their grandma had for breakfast yesterday. So there's that. Okay, you know what? No. So the tune shaders, they all look like this here, but once you put them in, all of their controls are zeroed out, and there's 70 of them. One of those makes the lines, and I can't ever figure out what it is because everybody just, they always do well, you need all these different options. Because if you don't have all these different options, then what if you don't want to do the thing that we're saying you can do? And it's just like, well, yeah, but can somebody just tell me what the settings are to make it work like a tune shading, and then we're good. But it's becoming frustrating enough that I don't think I want to mess with it anymore. I think I'm just going to leave it alone and let it be what it is and just go with it. And say, we're fine. And let's get you. Make sure your ambient set, your diffuse set, and gray. Like that, so that way when I render it, has some depth. Doesn't need a whole lot. It's like, okay, I just need the two options, I just need the two options. Just saying. All right. So now what we've done is we've done all of that. Okay. Let's figure this out. I think we are doing pretty decent here. I think we're okay. One of the other reasons that I want to use the tune option or figure out how to make a tune option, is because if you have a tune option available, then we can make things that are round or cylindrical work. Because then it'll automatically put lines around it. My biggest problem right now is every time we use something that's round or cylindrical, I have to go back through and manually put a line on it. This isn't normally a problem. I mean, it just takes one quick line to put a line on it. Except the biggest problem I have is I forget. I forget that I'm supposed to put lines on this thing and that thing and this thing and then that thing. And I only put lines on two of the things. And then I catch it after we sent it off to the printer, and I'm looking at the page, and on the page I noticed that one of the struts on the landing gear doesn't have its lines, and it's just a white flat thing. And I'm like, so part of this is trying to figure out how to make it work so that we can do that, because otherwise the rule will just be that anything that is cylindrical or anything that is spherical must be just all black, and there's just no options for it. And that just seems kind of depressing, but it can be done. All right, we will save here. Actually, we don't need to save because nothing has occurred. We've done nothing. I don't think any of my Uber shaders are designed for that. Or volumetric. My NVIDIA shaders, no. Yeah, I feel like we're just done here on this one. That's fine. Strands. Because see, I mean, like all these shaders show that they have. Well, that's the thing. Is like that's what I'm thinking. Is once we have this set up, then I could do cities, right? Because some of the cities would have cylindrical buildings, like we all do, like all cities do. Yeah, kind of feeling like that's not working. That's fine. All right, all right, all right, all right. Okay, I'm gonna call it quits for you for the night. We're gonna go back to this one, which is what I was working on. All right. So I was reading. I'm reading um, Patrick Rothfuss's book, The Name of the Wind, and I noticed that he has a different name for days, weeks, things like that. And I thought that's probably a wiser move. To change year and stop using year and year, because I think that's getting confusing to me and I don't know where I'm going with these things. So instead, what I'm doing is moving into this idea and the concept of arcs for years. So 1 year is called an arc because that's an arc across the galaxy, right? It's a small arc, but it's an arc. And so that's, and it's, an arc is just a little under half of a real Earth year. The reason that we had any of these changes is because somewhere along the line you have to just presume that you get a bunch of people together and you have a whole bunch of planets and everything like that. You don't want to have, you can't just say, well, everybody's going to follow an Earth year and you just all just deal with it. It's not fair. So in Bellatrix Rising, there is a different length of year, right? So we've got an arc, and then 10 arcs is called a 10 arc. That makes sense. 100 arcs then is a span, and then 1,000 arcs is a 10 span. So the Earth was destroyed just a little over a 10 span ago. So about 1,300 arcs ago, or about 526 years. So that's the starting point of the story, is right there. We start 200 or 526 years, 3 months, and about 12 hours from when Earth was blown up. Right? A day is called a run. That way we don't have to use day, because people have a problem with it, because it's only about 18 hours. So the 3 shifts are about 6 hours apiece. And 10 days is a 10 run. 4 10 runs is a tour, or 40 runs, which is a month, right? And each arc has 5 tours, which equals 200 runs. So you end up with the year being about 200 days, give or take. Yeah, it is. It's really rough trying to track time, but if you have a galactic time, which was the idea, all of the time in the galaxy is based around one pulsar on the outer edge of the galaxy that orbits around the galaxy. When that pulsar makes a move across the galaxy, it makes a new mark on its timing. So each one of those orbits around there is 1/1,000,000th or something like that of the orbit around the galaxy, and that's a year. That arc, from when that pulsar moves from here to here is, but it's a fraction of a degree, but it's still. And that's because that way they have a wider read, which goes all the way out to the larger time unit, which is what we have here. Because the Big Bang was, 13 billion years ago, right? Which is these galactic years. And the galactic years are a big... Right. Well, that's totally the idea. It won't matter. In story, you're just going to end up with, that was 3 arcs ago, or whatever. Well, we've been going around for about 12 arcs, and stuff like that. And people will get used to just that as the time unit. Part of the reason that Roddenberry did the star dates was to obscure it so that you didn't know whether it was 2253 or 2794, or so that it would never be. It would always be sometime in the future. And the show would always somewhere along the line they did time jump, and as soon as they did, Kirk ends up saying, well, we're about 250 years in your future. Oh, we pinned it down now. So I've moved some of the year stuff around and things like that around because it didn't quite fit well. So yeah, so what we have is the year is divided up into 1,000 units, and these slices are 400,000 years long, right? So inside that are 1,000. Each slice then is sliced up into 1,000, and that's the arc. So it's 1,000th of 1,000th. Well, no, it's actually 1,000th of 1,000th of 1,000th, and that's where we are. Right. So 1/1,000th of 1,000th of 1,000 of an arc. That's an arc. One arc. So the arc is 1,000th of 1,000th of 1,000th. So if you take the entire galaxy and slice it up into 1,000 units, and then take one of those slices and slice it into 1,000 units, and then take one of those and slice it into 1,000 units, that's an arc. So that's how you can determine what a year is, because the galaxy doesn't move fast. So, all right, moving right along then, I've gotten all of those together. I came up with two different holidays that help kind of figure this out. There's fall and rise. Fall is New Year's Eve, and rise is New Year's Day. And they're a mix of Christmas and New Year's kind of smished together, but it's at the end of the arc and the beginning of a new arc. And how many Kentons in an arc? There's only 2 giraffes though. I know. So anyway, that's where we are. We got the fall and rise. So people wake up and make apologies for transgressions. Some of them might probably have happened about 5 hours ago. So there we go. I think we're calling that one good. I got this kind of interesting picture from the AI things. Oh, centons. Centons. Right. Just 1 centon. Filter carb. All right. So that works. Just ran this through AI. I'll figure out how to make it work later. All right. So there we go. Pretty good. Then we were over here working on you. I understood that. I think the funniest thing in the newest Battlestar Galactica was where the little engineer girl who's always so nice. She's like, "You mother frackers need to get out." What? Starbucks like, did you just call us motherfrackers? It was really funny. Yeah. I'm checking in on everything because I think we'll have to move back to once the holiday is over, we've got to move back to working on Airship 27. And in doing so, I need to make sure that I am at a good parking spot with Volatrix Rising so that we don't have to worry about it. Yes. How to make all of your people sound like actual Navy pilots without having them cuss. I'm sure that was a remarkable discussion. There was set up mostly almost all outward. Like here, in here, and just make it go. There's a way to make it so that the normals always translate out and show that. I need to figure out how to make that work. Go over here and check. To edit mode. Okay. Protects weights. Okay. Look, I've given it fur. Isn't that nice? The question really is, because all these normals look, oh, they don't. Some normals are flipped. I'm not seeing normals in this at all. These guys look like double normals. Okay. Well, now I'm curious. So we've already saved you as DDO2, so we'll just save you again as DDO2. And I want to see open recent. I want to see this pseudo callback. Because now I'm curious, now that I figured out how to turn on normals, what does it look like? Edit mode. We worked really hard on this. Figure this out. A lot of fur. Because now I'm curious how many of these normals are screwed up like it showed on the actual. Can I get them? How do I flip all normals outside? Like that. Face orientation. Is that under there too? That's what I wanted. Oh. That's what we want. Face orientation. That'll show me a lot of what's going on here. Right? Why is it grayed out? Why are you all of a sudden grayed out? Don't be weird. You're being weird. Yes. Well, so what I'm trying to figure out here, some of these normals are flipped inside out. What I want to know is there any way I can make the normals on this flip? I mean, I just wonder if there's a way I can just make all of them go out. See, now it's all grayed out. I'm not sure why it's all grayed out. So we don't need the hair to be that big anymore. We can do this and that's our problem right there. So there we go. That's where we so these blue hairs indicate which way the face is. And that's part of our problem. When we exported this model into DAZ, it got very confused because all of the red ones here, you see all these red, those are flipped inside out. So the face is on the inside of the model instead of the outside. How that actually affects the way that the model works in the end is that what it does is it causes the model to it causes the light that strikes the model, instead of striking the top side, it's striking the bottom side. So when you flip the model upside down, you get what looks like it's inside out. It looks flipped wrong. So part of it was that I didn't know I could do this in Blender, and so now we are dealing with this instead of now we're dealing with all these problems where these red guys here, all of these guys need to be flipped, right? So if we were to, the question is, can I just select the whole model and say Blender normalize faces? Oh. In edit mode, select the object. Okay. So, edit mode, select the object. Select the object. And hit Shift N and calculate normals. And put it here, and there they are. See, stupid things. Now they're all fixed, all of them. Apparently, there's a button for it. That's stupid and annoying. And now all the furry hairs go the right direction. Yeah. If I'd known that, I would have fixed it the first time. So, all right, well, another lesson learned, because now I'm like, do I re-export it and then re-import it and then rebuild the stupid thing from scratch again in DAZ, or just suffer the fact that that other model is all messed up and live with it? That's the real question. That's kind of where I'm stuck. I'm like, well, it's kind of like that one Shift N is enough that it has made me wonder whether I need to throw away about 2 hours worth of work putting in bones. Yeah, I'm thinking that maybe I don't. I think maybe I'll just save this as a separate. I'll save it so that we've always got this, and if it really becomes a problem, and if we really have a problem rendering it in DAZ, and if we're really suffering, I'll redo it. But until then, we'll leave it alone. But we will remember to do this with all of the other ships that are in the group from now on. So when we do open and we bring in the Commonwealth guy here, that's before we go any further, because I see normals that are on the inside here. Just take all of him, this whole monster, and do the same thing. Shift and yeah, a whole bunch of them just flipped. Interestingly, half of it didn't. I'm not sure what that's about or why. That's more interesting, isn't it? It's now flipping them backwards like this. Wonder why this model's borked, or why it won't work. That was a instant quick fix in the other guy, but this guy's being a pain. At least now it's not that hard. We just go in here and say, what is it? Vertex or match? Normals. Flip. We'll just fix them manually. It won't take that long on this model. This model isn't half as complicated as the other model. Nope. There. Yeah, there we go. We're almost. I guess this set's gonna be kind of complicated because there's. Damn it! I can already see the normals are flipped there. Like underneath there. I haven't decided where we're gonna have to mount this engine on there. Good night, my friend. I will see you tomorrow morning if you want to join me. There. Now we've at least done the normals work on this before we had to. Wow, this thing's open. It's got an opening in the middle of it. That shouldn't happen. Shouldn't be happening at all. that's not good. I'm like, this is a much simpler mesh. Mesh is screwed up. Where's the mesh doing this? Is there still a mirror on? What's going on here, guys? You're acting like a mirror. Why are you acting? Why are you letting me do this? You shouldn't let me do this. This is what I'm not getting. Why are these stuff like this? What's going on? This is weird enough. I'm thinking delete that kind of front end and just rebuild it, because that's just weird. Enough really strange stuff to make me go, that's just bizarre. Question is, do we have two here? We do. What the heck is going on? And they won't go sideways. This is really weird. It's like it won't cross this x-axis. I can make it move up, but I can't make it move over. It's really weird. I'm going to do delete, and I'll just fix you this way. It should be fixed in the first place, guys. Still, because now I can put in just a face, and then that should be connected all points. I was just trying to figure out why it was doing that. That was so strange. Let's put this face back in. Strange construction problem on the front here. I just thought that's very strange. I'll just rebuild it, but it's still kind of like weird. It was like, a weird issue going on the front of the spacecraft there. Build that face in. There. That patched up that front piece. And then I'm trying to figure out why that piece is so warped in the first place. Weird. Sometimes it's just weird, you know? Weird. But, as you might imagine, we've now added a whole bunch of faces, which obviously means this. What the hell? Like, why would you do this? Doesn't even make sense. You can't even select it. And there still looks like there's something out in the middle of nowhere. How did you not get selected? Oh, it doesn't matter. There, I'll be using the black thing. No, I'm gonna hate myself if I do that. All right. I think I'm getting tired. I'm starting to get kind of weird. Not weird. I'm just tired. Starting to run down a little here. Yeah, I think I'm running out of steam. I'm going to save this guy before we lose him. We're going to have to work on him a little bit more tomorrow, but we need a couple more shifts while we're at it. They're in this vein. So, while we're just kind of get in here and mess with it a little bit more, but not right now. But I think I am out. I am tired. I'm had a full day at school and stuff like that, so I'm going to go to bed. And we're going to call it a night. Good night, everybody. I'll see you all tomorrow. And remember to keep your eyes on